What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and the baby mama's got something to say. Like the video's intro plays, we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense. You know what was up.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things in your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the
Your
things.
name is right now, bad boy. Love. Well, we about to make love. And then we gonna change your name back to Diddy. Cause then we gonna Diddy. Then we gonna change your name back to Puffy. Cause that's what you gonna be when we done Diddy.
I like that.
Hold on, you ain't supposed to like it.
I like what you're talking about.
I don't like it if you
I
like
he's scrambling and scraping.
Hey,
That's a lot. I like that. I like you.
guard?
I ain't locked in here with you, playboy. You locked in here with me.
Hey, no Diddy, bro.
And grab that baby roll over there and lather up.
Lather up.
Thought I told you that. We
Hey,
won't
nah,
stop.
man, hold
Thought I
on.
told you.
Okay, guys, so before we even get started with Shaniqua, let's first get into my favorite baby mama, Tia, who had something to say about Kanye visiting Diddy at court.
So Kanye gonna be the only one that show up at the courthouse in support of his buddy. Since nobody don't want to say it, I said. All right, Kylie,
You know you
get
would.
your big fat ass down there to the courthouse. Ross, get your big white ass down there to the courthouse. French Montana, get your yellow ass down there to the courthouse too. Kevin Hart, get your short ass, funny ass down there to the motherfucking courthouse too. Meek Mills, get your Philly ass down there to the courthouse too. And all them bitches he was fucking, Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the motherfucking courthouse too, city girl. Who else? Saucy Santana. That's your dog too. Go down there to the mother.
Now, what did Saucy do? How Saucy get in?
What is I'm here for?
How Saucy was at home just like,
So
Now,
true.
why
I
am
just
I
thought
in
it was
it?
funny.
And you could have did
Now,
it.
see how I get
I
thrown
did
in
because you
the
never
show? I didn't do
apologized.
Courthouse. Now he needs support, y'all. Who else? Joey Chavez. That's her name. Future baby mama and Bow Wow baby mama. Take your ass down there too, girl. Jennifer Lopez. Get your ass down there too.
Be sure to like,
who
comment,
else?
and subscribe.
Gina. What the fuck you at and hiding? Get your fucking ass down there, motherfucker too. You stirred up a lot of shit. Who the fuck else? Who the fuck else? To say Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim, Naomi Campbell, Paris Hilton, Trump, your orange ass too.
okay, now we got to get serious. So 50 Cent's first baby mama, Shaniqua Thompson, is coming out with some very strong allegations regarding alleged physical abuse at the hands of 50 Cent.
They say, oh, that's it. You just throw us to the wolves.
Well, let me ask you, because people say we're going to touch on a few things because the home burning. We'll get to that in a second. Why didn't you want to be with him? Because at this point, he's a famous rapper. Gino is clicking. You know, he's a sex symbol in a sense because he's in great shape. Why wouldn't you want to be with somebody at that point in his career?
Because he was abusive. Well, he still is abusive. I'm just not in his presence, but he's abusive. Emotionally, physically, he's abusive. And the last straw for me was he hit me in front of my daughter. And I said, as a mother, if I allowed her to see him hit me and stay with him, what example am I setting for my daughter? And that's when that was it for me. It was that
Right.
and another incident with Marquise. So it was two incidents, but it was kind of close. And there was another incident with Marquise, Yayo, and Banks used to have an apartment they used to share in Manhattan. And I went to pick 50 up from there. So Marquise told me that I guess like he had a girl there, like, a girl that, he just told me something. So him and I got into an argument. He beat the mess out of me and then told Marquise, see, it's your fault. I had to whoop your mother's ass. So those were two incidents for me that I said, no, it's time to go.
So the abuse was there. Okay. About what year was that? You remember?
I left him in about maybe 2007, 2008, around that year, around the time.
Now you guys can put in the comments. I know that she talked about 50 allegedly burning her house down. I had never heard anything before about alleged physical abuse.
So basically, it was from you to Sierra, then to your most recent.
You know, he definitely had different holes in different areas. Because let's say if Marquise was with him, he had a different woman with him. But you know, like that's not none of my business. But Sierra was like the his main girlfriend at the time, which Marquise like really, really liked him. Like he always had. And by the way,
no, let's see.
no, but when it filters out in front of the children, like no, like the first time he ever hit me, to be honest, was I don't even talk about this. This is a lot of cathartic moments and stuff, but the first time, I don't even think I've told you this. I think the first time he hit, I know the first time he hit me, I was pregnant with Marquise. Belly out to here.
Well, let me ask you. So what?
Okay, so she also told a story that I found pretty interesting regarding how she feels 50 viewed her relationship with her son, almost as if she's alleging that 50 was jealous of the relationship she had with her son. And we hear it all the time. Moms who, you know, have a little bit of jealousy at the strong relationships that fathers have with daughters and vice versa. Fathers who might have some jealousy over the mother's relationship with the male children. To put it into context, because I was on the phone with a friend of mine this morning. I don't know if I can say their name, but we were having a little bit of debate about this particular video, and they weren't quite understanding maybe if you come from a happy, healthy home, you don't understand that sometimes there are dynamics at play that don't necessarily make sense. And I told her the story of, on this channel, this had to be a year ago now, at least. A straight shooter reached out. She was the victim of domestic violence, and this particular mother had lost her son at the hands. It was like a 5-month-old baby. She had 3 children. 2 were little girls, and 1 was a newborn baby. And the father did not like the relationship between the mother and the newborn son and unalived the son. And she came to the straight shooters for help because her abuser had found her. And we were able to assist her and get her moved out and in a safe place. And what else did we do? Oh, we also paid for storage and stuff until she could get into a new place that was secure. So the straight shooters definitely give back, but you just never really know people's dynamics with their children. So she told this story, and I found it interesting.
Keys, I'm pregnant with my keys, so
hold on. Let's see.
I think he wanted. Let's say this. Do you think he loved you more than he loved his child?
Well, he told my sister that. So my middle sister was living with us in Pennsylvania. She wasn't getting along with my. Not even say she wasn't getting along with my stepfather. My stepfather was very mean to my middle sister, but that's another story. So I went and got my middle sister, and I brought her to live with us, which I can say, you know, I'm always gonna keep it all the way G. I'm gonna keep it all the way official. Boo Boo even helped me with my sister. Like, he would take her to school while I would go to work. We always worked good as a team together. And my sister said one day he was taking her to school, and they were talking about my sister's situation with my stepfather. And he was saying that he was expressing to my sister, if that were me, like if I would have put my hands on Mia, which is my daughter, He was like, your sister I would have been out of there. Like he's like, she wouldn't play all of that. So that's what he was expressing to my sister. And my sister said he then looked at her and said, but I love your sister more than I love dumb kids. And that's what he said to my sister. I love your sister more than I love dumb kids. And he always used to get upset with me because he felt like I poured too much in my children, or I paid them too much attention. Like he would come home sometimes, Marquise is like, say like Marquise and I were laying down watching TV, and he would come in and say, get out of my bed watching my TV with my woman. I'm his mother, and he's a little kid. Like I'm his mother, and he's a little kid. But that was his mentality. But we were very close. Like we were, I mean.
Now, all these are allegations, but that is extremely disturbing. You guys can put in the comments how you feel about that. If you have had any experiences like that. I'm in no way saying that all mothers and fathers are like that, but I have heard instances where a parent is jealous of the relationship that the mother or father has with the child. People are human. I don't know. That was disturbing. Now, let's get to the messy part. Shaniqua had something to say. And y'all know, as soon as it gets a little messy, my ears perked up. Let's see. I want to get to the right second.
And this happened while I was with him, so I was there, so I know this for a fact.
Right. Why? Well, if you want to end this kind of way, you want to say something to the people. Everybody came on and hear your story. Now you got a whole lot to talk about on the next one, because the next one will be a little crazy.
So stay tuned. And I'm so sorry about the tardiness, but it wasn't a tardiness. It was like the powers that be try to get me not to do this live, but we're going to keep going, keep the momentum. Yeah, and it's just a lot to talk about. Because I had so many points that I wanted to talk about. Because I wanted to talk about the post that 50 put up today threatening my son, and I'm going to get into that too. But no, it wasn't. And I'm going to tell you. Somebody said Kim Porter. ... It wasn't Kim Porter.
She's alleging that 50 slept with one of Diddy's baby mamas. So she has crossed out Kim Porter. This is messy. And
okay, thank you so much.
All right, Nico, okay. Talk to you later.
All right. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it, and thank you. I just want to say thank you. So till next time, till story time, and it's not Sarah. So I'm giving y'all all you know who it is. It's not Kim, and it's not Sarah.
That only leaves Dana, who was born in 92. If she left 50 in 07, 08, that would make Dana 15, 16 years old. Not possible. That only leaves Misa. So I don't know. These are all allegations. These are all allegations that Shaniqua decided to, give us some breadcrumbs for, but y'all do the math. There's only 4 baby mamas. Misa, Kim, Sarah, Dana. That's it. So do y'all believe that? Like my friend was saying, she feels like Shaniqua is just a woman scorned. I don't put anything past anybody, but these were very heavy allegations. So we'll see. She says she has proof. I think she said that she had protective orders and things of that nature. So we'll see if she continues to expose more. But let's get into Kanye real quick. So I got some pushback on my story that I did about Kanye and Jane. Allegedly, Kanye was the rapper that he asked Jane allegedly if Jane knew anybody else in the lifestyle, and attended allegedly Bianca's birthday party where there were escorts who she knew having, adult group fun together in a cuck type situation. So people felt like maybe my opinion was skewed on Kanye and maybe he was just doing the right thing to support another black man. I don't think that's the case. If Diddy falls, then other people like Kanye who have similar lawsuits fall. Let's not forget, Kanye West is being sued for sexual harassment, breach of contract, and wrongful termination by a woman who worked as his assistant for 2 years. In a lawsuit, Lauren Pisciata alleges that the star sent lewd texts and performed sex acts while on the phone with her. She claims she was fired in 2022, but that a $3 million severance package was never paid. Now, he has similar allegations. Let's go to her lawsuit really quick. Breach of contract, wrongful termination, sexual harassment, quid pro quo and hostile work environment, unlawful retaliation, gender discrimination, failure to prevent harassment and discrimination and retaliation, unjust enrichment, quantum merit, fraud, unpaid wages, waiting time penalties, failure to provide accurate wage statements, failure to reimburse business expenses, intentional infliction of emotional distress, failure to produce employment records. For people who have similar allegations to Diddy, Diddy is too big to fail. Because if Diddy can go down for any of this, then so can they. But not only that, for people to come out against me about what I said about Kanye, when Kanye has, the song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for unaliving a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. This is the man that you're defending. He said his dad had Playboys, but his mother's magazines were different. This from the same performer who tweeted and deleted last month his late mother, Donda, was a lesbian whom he caught hooking up with his babysitter. Then he announced that he had performed oral on his younger male cousin until he turned 14. So we have somebody who has come out and said that they abused a child. They have their own sexual assault allegations. But we don't see any of that because he's a superstar and he's iconic. I've been giving you guys the real when it comes to, or at least from my vantage point, when it comes to the Diddy trial. If simply seeing Kanye walk into the courtroom is enough for any of the evidence shown to be overlooked, then we are really in a dangerous place. If you have people defending Kanye tooth and nail when he is admitted to taking advantage of his younger cousin, is that really where we're at? Something to think about. Because this is like real. Let's dive into this really, really quickly. No matter what age, because I'm not an idiot. Although this seems completely, like Kanye spilled his guts, there's things that he purposefully left out, like his age and things like that. You have a kid who is being taken advantage of by an older cousin. Technically, we do not know if that kid was ever going to be gay, straight. It's a child. They're taken advantage of. Now they're confused. You take away the intimacy with them, and they just a couple years later, they unalive a pregnant woman. If you think that emotional, horrible violation of a child does not manifest in another way, then you're crazy. I'm not going to defend Kanye because this is out of Kanye's own mouth. It leaves me feeling like people are so invested in celebrity that they choose not to see things like that. The Nazi stuff and all of that media whore type shit, I get it, but you have to see that just 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he was calling Diddy the feds and saying F him. Now Diddy is on trial for things that you have been similarly accused to, and now you choose to go and try to show support for the feds. I can't make that make sense. But you guys, I'm sure y'all have a lot of comments on it. Let me know how you feel. It's mad weird to me that that's where we're at. This is who we defend because you might have liked their music. So y'all gonna go and put on the Nazi shirts too? So because Kanye supports Diddy, y'all gonna go support Diddy? Interesting. I'm sure these comments are going to be very interesting. But again, any of the things that were said about 50 Cent, those are allegations. She has not technically shown proof yet, so we'll see. Like I said, I don't put anything past anybody, but it sounds like she's going to be doing a series of videos exposing. So I'll be tuned in. Y'all have a good day. I got to run to court.